Shadow's End. The sea mist clung to the cliffs like a funeral shroud as Ethan Vale walked along the deserted beach. His footprints vanished behind him, washed away by the gentle tide, much like the life he once knew. 4 years since the accident. 4 years of empty rooms and half-finished paintings. The cottage perched on the cliff edge had become both sanctuary and prison, a place where time seemed suspended between heartbeats. Another day ends. Ethan whispered to the horizon, his voice carried, away by the wind as he collected smooth stones from the shore, each one a memory he couldn't quite let go. The sky darkened rapidly as storm clouds gathered overhead, promising the season's first serious tempest. Ethan turned toward home, when a flash of violet light erupted from the water's edge about 100 yards down the beach. Curiosity pulled him forward against the strengthening wind. As he approached, the strange glow faded, revealing 2 figures collapsed on the wet sand. One larger one, smaller, both unnaturally still. "Hello," he called out, breaking into a jog. "Are you all right?" The larger figure stirred and Ethan froze. The woman who raised her head to look at him had skin the color of twilight purple with subtle iridescence that caught what little light remained. Her eyes, wide and luminous, reflected stars that weren't visible in the clouded sky. "Please," she whispered, her voice like wind through crystal. "Help us." The smaller figure, a child nestled against her, moved slightly. Instinct overrode shock, and Ethan rushed forward, kneeling beside them. Rain began to fall in heavy drops. "What happened? Are you hurt?" he asked, pulling off his jacket to cover them. "We're far from home," the woman said, her accent musical and strange. "We need shelter. The cold, it weakens us." Ethan glanced toward his cottage, then back at the strange pair. The child couldn't have been more than 7 or 8, with the same purple-hued skin, though lighter, almost lavender. The woman's eyes held fear, but also determination. "My home is just up there." Ethan pointed. "Can you walk?" She nodded, gathering the child in her arms as she stood. Her movements were graceful despite obvious exhaustion. The child's eyes fluttered open briefly, revealing irises, swirled with colors that shifted like oil on water. Lightning cracked overhead as they made their slow progress up the beach path. The woman stumbled once Ethan caught her arm, steadying her. His fingers tingled where they touched her skin, a sensation, like static electricity but somehow pleasant. Inside the cottage, Ethan hurried to light the fireplace and gather blankets. The woman settled the child on the couch, murmuring words in a language that sounded like singing. "My name is Ethan," he said, offering her a blanket. "What's yours?" She hesitated, studying his face with those impossible eyes. "I am Serena," she finally replied, "and this is my son Milo." "You're not from around here," Ethan said, the understatement almost making him laugh despite the strangeness of the situation. Serena's lips curved slightly. "No, we are not." Her gaze traveled around the room, lingering on his paintings, particularly one showing a nebula he'd created from imagination. "You see the cosmos in your mind. I paint what I feel," Ethan replied, watching as Milo stirred beneath his blanket. The boy's eyes opened fully, now fixing on Ethan with unsettling intensity. "We found you," Milo said, his voice carrying the same musical quality as his mother's. "The one who dreams of stars." Serena placed her hand gently over her son's "Rest now, little one." She looked up at Ethan. "We've traveled very far, and those who hunt us may not be far behind." "Hunt you?" "Who's hunting you?" "Those who fear what is different," she replied, her expression darkening. "We need sanctuary just for a while. I promise we won't bring trouble to your door." Lightning illuminated the room through the windows, making Serena's purple skin shimmer with subtle patterns like constellations. Ethan knew he should feel afraid, or at least suspicious, but something about these strangers pulled at him, awakening feelings he thought long buried. "You can stay," he heard himself say, "at least until the storm passes." Serena's relief was palpable. "Thank you," she whispered. "Your kindness will not be forgotten." Outside, the storm raged, growing stronger by the minute, much like the storm that was about to engulf Ethan's carefully constructed solitude. as he watched Serena tend to her child. Couldn't shake the feeling that his life had irreversibly changed course heading toward an unknown horizon. Cosmic resonance. Morning light filtered through the cottage windows as Ethan stirred a pot of oatmeal on the stove. His mind replayed the previous night's events, wondering if perhaps he had dreamed the entire encounter. The sound of soft footsteps behind him confirmed reality. "Good morning." Serena's melodic voice sent a shiver down his spine. Ethan turned to find her standing in the doorway. The morning light revealed more details he hadn't noticed in the darkness. Her purple skin had subtle variations in tone, like watercolor washed over silk. Her hair fell in waves resembling dark nebulae with pinpoints of light that seemed to shift when she moved. "I hope you slept well," he managed to say. "I'm making breakfast." "Your kindness continues to surprise me," she said, approaching the stove with curious eyes. "On my world, we rarely eat heated food." "Your world," Ethan repeated, the words feeling strange in his mouth. "I have questions," Serena nodded. "As do I about yours. But first, may I ask what happened to the others who lived here?" Her gaze drifted to a photograph on the wall showing Ethan with a woman, both smiling. Ethan's hand trembled slightly as he stirred the oatmeal. "My wife, Hannah. She died 4 years ago, car accident." "You carry deep sorrow," Serena said, not with pity but understanding. "I sense it radiating from you like heat from fire. It's part of why we found you." Before Ethan could question this, Milo appeared in the doorway. His lavender skin seemed brighter in daylight, his eyes more clearly revealing their swirling galaxy-like depths. "Mother, the stars sang of him," Milo said, looking at Ethan with unnerving directness. "They were right. He glows with the resonance." Serena placed a gentle hand on her son's shoulder. "Milo, please remember what we discussed about privacy." Ethan set down his spoon. "What does he mean, resonance?" Serena sighed. "Perhaps it's time for truth, though you may find it difficult to believe." She gestured toward the living room. "Shall we sit, once settled?" Serena began her tale. "We come from a system you call Kepler 442. Our world Lumina orbits the star you named Kepler 442b. We are luminarians, though that word means little here." "You're aliens," Ethan said, the word feeling inadequate. "Travelers between worlds," she corrected. "My people have observed Earth for generations. Your species fascinates us, your capacity for both cruelty and compassion. Your art, your music." She glanced at his paintings. "Why come here? Why now?" "Civil war." Serena's voice darkened. "A faction rose to power believing we should conquer rather than observe. They developed weapons using our natural abilities. They would use Milo and children like him as weapons." "What abilities?" Ethan asked, looking at the boy who sat cross-legged on the floor, drawing patterns with his finger that seemed to leave momentary traces of light. "We sense emotions, perceive energies you cannot. Some, like Milo, can influence thoughts." Serena's eyes met his. "Those in power would use children to manipulate your leaders, make Earth submit without firing a shot. And you disagreed." "I was lead scientist studying human emotional patterns. I discovered something unexpected." She leaned forward. "Certain humans possess a genetic trait, a frequency in your emotional energy that resonates with ours." Ethan felt a chill. "And I have this trait." "Yes." She nodded. "When I learned they planned to weaponize my research, I fled with Milo and the data, but they followed. Our ship was damaged. We barely made the jump to your system." "The light I saw on the beach. Emergency landing protocol," she confirmed. "We were drawn to you specifically. Your resonance called to us. You're what my people call a kindred spirit. Your emotional frequency matches ours perfectly. It's extremely rare." Milo looked up. "He feels like home, Mother." Ethan ran a hand through his hair, processing. "So these people pursuing you, they can track you?" "Not while we're near you," Serena explained. "Your resonance masks ours like similar sound waves canceling each other. We need time to send warning to the resistance. Our presence here puts you in danger. I understand if you want us to leave." "No." Ethan surprised himself with the firmness in his voice. "You'll stay." Serena tilted her head, studying him. "Why would you risk yourself for strangers?" Ethan considered the empty rooms of his cottage, the half-finished paintings, the crushing silence. "Maybe I need something worth protecting again." A moment passed between them, charged with unspoken understanding. "May I show you something?" Serena asked, extending her hand. Hesitantly, Ethan took it. Her skin felt warm with that same pleasant tingling sensation. Suddenly his vision blurred and he gasped as images flooded his mind. A world with twin moons, spires of crystal catching light, cities built into mountain faces, starships elegant and alive. When the vision faded, Ethan found himself breathless. "What was that home?" she said softly, her fingers still entwined with his. "A gift of truth for your gift of sanctuary." Outside waves crashed against the shore, birds called in the clearing, sky. But inside the cottage something shifted between them, a connection neither human nor alien, but something new entirely. Milo watched them, his galaxy eyes knowing. "The resonance grows stronger," he whispered. "Soon we will be as one." Starlit bond days melted into weeks as autumn deepened around the coastal cottage. Inside, a strange harmony developed between its unlikely inhabitants. Ethan found himself watching Serena, constantly fascinated by her movements, her expressions. The HFY sunlight played across her purple skin, making it shimmer with subtle patterns. "You're staring again," she noted, without looking up from the communications device she was repairing. Her lips curved in a smile that made his heart stumble. "Sorry," Ethan replied, focusing back on his canvas. "It's just you move like water flowing perfectly in any direction." Milo giggled from his position on the floor, where he was assembling a complex puzzle Ethan had found in the attic. Mother danced before. She became a scientist, the Festival of Moons champion 3 cycles running. "You never mentioned that," Ethan said, mixing paints to capture the exact shade of twilight purple that colored her skin. Serena gave her son a playful look. "There are many things I haven't shared yet. Just as there are many things about Earth I'm still learning." Their daily routine had developed naturally. Mornings spent teaching Milo about human customs. Afternoons working on Serena's damaged communications array. Evenings filled with stories exchanged by firelight, Ethan telling of Earth's history and art, Serena describing distant worlds beyond imagination. Tonight, as Milo slept, Ethan and Serena sat on the cottage's small porch, watching stars emerge overhead. The autumn air carried a chill that made Serena move closer to him for warmth. "The stars look different from here," she murmured, "but beautiful in their own way, like seeing an old friend from a new angle." "I used to paint them often," Ethan admitted. "After Hannah died, the night sky was the only thing that made sense. Stars keep burning even when no one's watching." Serena's hand found his in the darkness, that pleasant, tingling sensation now familiar, comforting. "Your world has so much pain, yet you create beauty from it. That's rare in the galaxy." "What about your world? What do you miss most?" She considered the question. "The light. The way it filters through crystal cities at dawn, the sound of twin moons rising, the way children learn to sing before they learn to speak." Her voice carried a wistful tone. "But I've found unexpected joys here too." Her eyes met his, holding a question. Ethan felt himself leaning closer, drawn by something beyond conscious thought. Their breaths mingled. "In the cool air I shouldn't," he whispered. "You'll leave eventually, return home." "The future isn't written," Serena replied, her voice low. "What matters is this moment, what we feel now. The resonance between us grows stronger each day. You must sense it." Indeed he did. Feel it like gravity pulling them together, an invisible force as real as the ground beneath them. His fingers traced the curve of her cheek, marveling at the softness of her skin. "I've been alone so long," Ethan admitted. "I forgot what it feels like to want to share my life with someone." "Then remember," Serena whispered, closing the distance between them. Their lips met tentatively at first, Then, with growing confidence, the contact sent waves of sensation through Ethan. Unlike anything he'd experienced, a connection deeper than physical, as if their very essences touched, communicating in a language beyond words. Images flooded his mind. Stars being born, galaxies spinning in cosmic dance flowers, opening to impossible suns. When they finally parted, both were breathless. Serena's eyes glowed with inner light, her purple skin luminescent in the darkness. "What was that?" Ethan asked, his voice unsteady. "Our kind share emotions through touch," she explained. "What you felt was both your feelings and mine intertwined. The resonance makes it stronger, more complete." "It was beautiful," he said, drawing her closer against the night's chill inside. The cottage they moved together, learning each other's forms. Serena's purple skin illuminated their embrace as Ethan traced constellations across her body. Her touch awakened sensations he'd thought forever lost. Each caress, each kiss, built upon their connection until boundaries between them seemed to dissolve completely. Later, as they lay, entwined, Serena's head resting on his chest, Ethan felt complete for the first time since losing Hannah. Not replacing that love, but finding room in his heart for something new, something equally powerful yet entirely different. "I need to tell you something," Serena whispered, tracing patterns on his skin that left momentary trails of light. "The communications array, I can't fix it. We're stranded here." Ethan tightened his embrace. "Maybe that's not such a bad thing. The hunters will eventually find us," she replied. "I've been monitoring their signals. They're methodical, they won't stop. Then we'll face them together," Ethan said with newfound resolve. "I won't lose another family." The word hung in the air between them. Family. Not by blood or species, but by choice, by love. Morning found them still embraced, Milo entering quietly to curl against his mother's side, Ethan's arm extending to include the boy in their circle. The three of them connected, not just physically, but through that strange resonance that seemed to grow stronger each day. Outside, the world continued, unaware of the cosmic drama unfolding in a simple seaside cottage. Inside, Ethan Vale, once broken by grief, now found himself guardian to refugees from the stars, and for the first time in years his heart felt truly at home. But beyond the horizon, beyond even the stars, they could see danger approached, hunters closing in on their prey, drawn by signals Serena couldn't fully mask. The peace they'd found was fragile, temporary, threatened by forces beyond their world. Yet in this moment they were together. They were family. And that would have to be enough. Hunter's Moon. The first snow of winter dusted the coastal landscape, transforming the cottage into a scene from a holiday card. Inside, Ethan stood at the window watching Milo experience snow for the first time. The boy's lavender skin contrasted beautifully against the white powder as he attempted to catch flakes on his tongue. "He's never seen anything like it," Serena said, joining Ethan at the window. "On Lumina, precipitation is liquid crystal. It sings as it falls." Ethan slipped an arm around her waist, drawing her close. "You've been quiet today. What's troubling you?" Serena's luminous eyes met his. "They're close," she whispered. "I felt their scanner sweep last night while you slept." A chill that had nothing to do with the weather ran through Ethan. "How long do we have?" "Days, perhaps less." Her hand found his, their fingers intertwining. "I've been enhancing the resonance field around the cottage, but it drains my strength. Each day gets harder." 3 months had passed since Serena and Milo washed ashore, bringing light back to Ethan's life. The cottage, once a mausoleum to his grief, had transformed into a home filled with laughter, unusual experiments, and love. Their small family existed in a bubble of happiness that now threatened to burst. "We could leave," Ethan suggested. "Go somewhere remote, mountains maybe." Serena shook her head. "They track energy signatures. Distance won't help." She turned to face him fully. "There's something I haven't told you. Something I've been working on." She led him to what was once a spare bedroom, now converted into her laboratory diagrams, covered the walls equations in a language Ethan couldn't comprehend. Components salvaged from her ship connected in complex arrays. What is all this? A choice, she replied. I can enhance your resonance permanently. Make it strong enough to shield us indefinitely. Her eyes held worry. But it would change you. Your perception, your connection to your world. Some human elements of your consciousness might be altered. You mean make me more like you? A bridge between human and luminarian, neither fully one nor other, she confirmed. I wouldn't suggest it if there were alternatives. Outside, Milo laughed, building a small snowman, his joy contrasting with the gravity of their conversation. Would it hurt? Ethan asked. Yes. She didn't sugarcoat the truth. The rewiring of neural pathways is painful, but temporary. Ethan gazed at the strange equipment. And the alternative. They take Milo. They take me. Her voice hardened. They use us to subjugate your world. Before Ethan could respond, the lights flickered. The temperature in the room dropped suddenly. Milo burst through the door, his eyes wide with fear. They're here, he gasped. A scout ship, I saw it through the clouds. Serena moved with urgent purpose, faster than I anticipated. She began activating equipment. Ethan, you need to decide now. Do it, he said without hesitation. Whatever it takes to keep you both safe. Serena worked quickly, connecting sensors to Ethan's temples and wrists. This will hurt. I'm sorry. Focus on our connection. Let the resonance guide you. She initiated the sequence. A surge of energy coursed through Ethan. His vision exploded with light pain. Unlike anything he'd experienced, ripped through his consciousness. He heard himself scream, felt his body convulse. Then blackness. He awoke to Milo's concerned face hovering over him. He's awake, Mother. His eyes, they've changed. Ethan sat up slowly. The world looked different. Colors had new dimensions. Sounds carried information he couldn't previously perceive. He could feel Serena and Milo's presence like warmth from nearby fires. How long was I unconscious? 4 hours. Serena helped him stand. They've landed somewhere nearby. I can sense 3 hunters moving cautiously. Searching, Ethan realized he could sense them too. Dark presences like cold spots in the fabric of reality. What exactly did you do to me? Awakened latent abilities. Enhanced. Your natural resonance, she explained quickly, gathering equipment. The genetic trait you possess, it was always there, just dormant. Now you're fully connected to the resonance network. We need to leave before they pinpoint our location. They packed. Essentials hurriedly, Ethan still adjusting to his enhanced perception. The world seemed alive with energy patterns. The very air tingled with information. As they prepared to slip away through the back door, the front windows shattered. Glass exploded inward. As a pulse of energy ripped through the cottage, Serena pushed Milo behind her, her purple skin glowing with defensive energy. 3 figures entered, their movements fluid, precise, their armor black with pulsing blue circuitry, their faces covered by helmets that revealed nothing of the beings beneath. Scientist Serena. The lead hunter's voice came through a translator, harsh and mechanical. Your theft of state secrets ends here. Surrender the child and data. Ethan stepped forward, feeling power surge through him instinctively. He projected the resonance field Serena had taught him to generate. This is my home. You're not welcome here. The hunters paused, surprised by his presence. A human with resonance abilities, impossible. Clearly, not. Serena replied, her hands glowing with energy. Leave now while you still can. The human is irrelevant. The hunter raised a weapon. Last chance, surrender or die. What happened next occurred too quickly for normal human perception to follow. The lead hunter fired Ethan, somehow saw the energy pulse traveling through air. He pushed Serena aside, taking the blast directly in his chest. Instead of killing him, the energy seemed to absorb into his newly altered physiology, acting on instinct. Ethan redirected the energy outward. The resulting blast threw the hunters backward through the broken windows. Serena seized the opportunity, grabbing both Ethan and Milo, teleporting them outside to the cliffside. Run, she commanded. The woods follow. The path we practiced. They fled as explosions rocked the cottage behind them, Ethan's heart breaking at the destruction of his home. Milo stumbled. Ethan swept him up, continuing their desperate flight through snow-covered forest. They're following. Milo warned, his galaxy eyes wide with fear. Serena stopped at a clearing, her breath visible in the cold air. "No more running," she declared, turning to face their pursuers. "Ethan, take Milo to the cave. I'll hold them off." "I won't leave you," Ethan protested. "You must. The resonance bond between you and Milo will shield him. I need to know he's safe." She cupped his face. "Please trust me." Their eyes met, 1,000 unspoken words passing between them. Then Serena kissed him quickly, fiercely. "Go." Now heart heavy, Ethan carried Milo deeper into the forest, hearing energy blasts behind them. The boy clung to him, tears freezing on his lavender cheeks. "She'll die without us," Milo whispered. "The hunters, they're too strong." Ethan stopped, looking down at the child who'd become his son in every way that mattered, then back toward the sounds of battle. His newfound senses detected Serena's energy signature weakening. "No," he said with sudden resolve. "We stand together. We're family," as snowflakes continued to fall. Ethan made his choice. Instead of running away, he turned back toward danger. Back toward love. Family meant no one got left behind, no matter what galaxy you came from. Beyond the horizon, the forest stood silent witness to Ethan's decision. Snow continued falling gently around him as he set Milo down behind the shelter of a massive oak. "Stay hidden," he instructed the boy, kneeling to meet his galaxy eyes. "I need you to use your abilities, focus on masking your presence just like your mother taught you." "But I want to help," Milo protested, tears streaming down his lavender cheeks. "You will." Ethan touched his forehead to Milo's, feeling their resonance align. "Keep our connection strong, that's how you help both of us." He placed a smooth stone in Milo's palm. "Hold this. Remember what it means to be family." With one last reassuring look, Ethan rose, moving swiftly through the trees, his enhanced senses guiding him. The world appeared transformed through his altered perception. Energy signatures visible as colorful auras. The trees themselves radiated soft green pulses. The falling snow carried tiny sparks of blue-white light. Ahead he detected Serena's unique purple glow, flickering, weakening. Surrounded by 3 colder, darker signatures, Ethan moved without sound, approaching the clearing where Serena stood. Her purple skin glowed with defensive energy, but he could see she was faltering. One hunter lay, motionless on the ground. The remaining 2 circled her, weapons raised. "The child's signature is moving away from here," one hunter reported. "With the human." "Track them," the leader ordered. "I'll finish the traitor." Ethan felt rage build within him, a protective fury that seemed to amplify his newfound abilities. Drawing on instinct, he reached out with his mind, connecting with the fallen snow. Suddenly, every snowflake in the clearing stopped mid-fall, suspended in air. The hunters noticed immediately, turning toward the disturbance. "Impossible," the leader hissed. Ethan stepped from the tree line, his presence now fully revealed. "You made a mistake coming here." His voice carried a resonant quality that seemed to vibrate the very air. "This is our home. You threaten my family." With a gesture, he sent the suspended snowflakes flying like thousands of tiny missiles. The unexpected attack caught the hunters off guard, pelting their armor with surprising force. Serena's eyes widened, seeing him. "Ethan, the transformation is progressing faster than I calculated." The hunters recovered quickly. One fired at Ethan. The energy beam struck his shoulder. Pain flared, but instead of injury, the energy seemed to flow through him like water finding new channels. He absorbed it, then redirected it upward into the sky, where it exploded in a flash of color. "Fascinating," Ethan whispered, looking at his hands, which now showed faint purple undertones beneath his human skin. The leader advanced. "The human shows remarkable adaptation, capture him alive for study." "I don't think so," Serena called, gathering her remaining strength. She sent a pulse of energy that knocked one hunter backward, but the effort cost her. She dropped to one knee, breathing heavily. "Ethan, moved to her side, their resonance synchronizing, automatically strengthening both. Their auras merged, creating a shield around them. "Together," he said, helping her stand, "like you taught me." The hunters attacked simultaneously, their weapons discharged. Continuous beams of destructive energy. Ethan and Serena worked in perfect harmony, directing their combined resonance to deflect the assault. The forest around them trembled, leaves and snow, swirling in unnatural patterns. "We can't maintain this," Serena warned. "Their weapons are designed to disrupt resonance fields." Ethan's mind raced, seeking solution. Then he felt it. A third presence joining their connection, Milo. Disregarding Ethan's instructions, the boy had followed, establishing a triangular resonance bond between the three of them. "Milo, no." Serena gasped, feeling her son's presence. But the effect was immediate. Their combined power surged exponentially. The resonance field expanded, pulsing with rainbow light. The hunters staggered back, their weapons flickering. "Now," Ethan called to Serena. Understanding instantly, she linked her hands with his. Together, they channeled the three-way resonance into a focused beam. The resulting blast shattered the hunters' armor, sending them flying backward. The leader crashed against a tree, slumping motionless. The second hunter attempted to rise, but Serena gestured sharply, freezing them in place. Milo emerged from hiding, running to embrace his mother and Ethan. "We did it!" he exclaimed. "We protected our home." Serena checked the fallen hunters. "They're alive but incapacitated." She retrieved a device from the leader's armor, crushing it beneath her boot. "Their emergency beacon, I've disabled it." Ethan surveyed the destruction around them. The cottage reduced to smoldering ruins, the forest scarred by energy weapons. What now? They'll send more. Serena's expression shifted, becoming thoughtful. Perhaps not. She approached the conscious hunter, removing their helmet, revealing a face similar to her own but paler, with markings indicating military rank. "Tell your superiors what happened here," she instructed. "Tell them Earth is protected, that humans are evolving, developing resonance abilities naturally. The invasion they planned would fail catastrophically." "They won't believe me," the hunter replied. "They will when they analyze your sensor data." Serena gestured to Ethan, whose appearance had subtly altered. His eyes now held galaxies. His skin showed traces of purple luminescence. "The human genetic trait I discovered, it's spreading, adapting, they'll see the truth." She stepped back, joining hands with Ethan and Milo. "Now go before I change my mind." The hunter retreated, dragging their unconscious leader toward their hidden ship. Serena watched them depart, her expression unreadable. "Will they really abandon their plans?" Ethan asked. "Not immediately. But doubt will grow, fear will spread, the resistance will gain time." She turned to him, concern in her eyes. "How do you feel?" Ethan considered the question, looking at his changing form. "Different, complete. Like I was always meant to be this way." He touched her face. "No regrets. The transformation appears permanent," she said softly. "You're becoming something, new, something between our kinds. A bridge." He smiled, remembering her words. "Neither fully one nor other." Milo tugged at both their hands. "Can we build a new home, now that our cottage is gone?" They surveyed the destruction around them, then looked toward the horizon where sky met sea. The future uncertain, but facing it together. "Yes," Ethan answered, "but not here. I think it's time for us to find a new place. Something tells me we're not the only ones." "What do you mean?" Serena asked. "Since my transformation, I've sensed others. Distant but similar humans with the resonance trait awakening." He gazed upward at the clearing sky. "Your people aren't the only ones reaching for the stars. Serena. The universe is vaster than either of our kinds imagined." 3 months later, beneath twin moons of a world humans had never visited, Ethan stood on a balcony overlooking crystal spires, his transformation complete, yet his humanity intact. He watched as Serena approached, her purple skin gleaming. "In moonlight, the council has agreed," she announced. Earth will be protected, a new treaty established. And us. What did they decide about us? He asked. That we are the first of something new, she replied, taking his hand. That what happened was not accident but evolution, the beginning of a bridge between worlds. Behind them, Milo slept peacefully in the room beyond. Members of the resistance discussed plans for peace. The future, taking shape, word by word, decision by decision. Ethan pulled Serena close. When you washed up on my beach, I was a man who'd lost everything. Now I have the universe. And I have you, she whispered against his lips. My human who became so much more. Their kiss sealed promises beneath alien stars. As the twin moons rose higher, their light revealed not just two figures embraced, but three, the shimmering outline of what they'd become together. A family forged, not by blood or species, but by choice, by love, by the cosmic resonance that connected all living things. Across the vastness of space, beyond the horizon of what either had known, they had found home in each other's arms, in a child's laughter, in the shared belief that differences could become strengths, boundaries transformed into bridges, and as the night deepened around them, stars looked down upon a story just beginning. A love that transcended worlds, a family created from stardust and choice. The universe forever changed by one human's decision to open his door and heart to strangers from beyond the stars.